I think it's really important that we find out about people that have hatred because, we may dislike them and we may not want to hear what they have to say. But I think it's important to hear them because if we don't hear what they have to say, they're going to go underground. And that's where it gets scary. You
Yeah.
force them underground, then they can be doing things that you don't know about.
Well, the CL used to stand for civil liberties, right? And the
Right.
idea was that you
Right.
would protect people's civil liberties regardless of whether or not you agreed with them. And that's what you always hear. Well, you don't hear often anymore, but people that advocate for free speech often say that it's the speech that you disagree with that it's the
Exactly.
most important to protect, right?
Exactly.
Specifically for those reasons.
Nobody wants to nobody wants to support free speech that they agree with. I mean,
Right. I can tell
it's
just by
kind of
your
turned around.
laughing just now that you're enthralled to hear somebody say this.
Yes, the insanity has gotten so great that I didn't know there were people that thought the way you are.
Have you ever watched
Great.
Louis Theroux, any of his documentaries from the BBC?
No, I'm sorry. Well, maybe I haven't. I just don't remember the name.
I'm going to send you a couple when we
Yeah, I'd
hang up.
appreciate that.
He
Okay.
used to do a series called Weird Weekends, and he has done several documentary pieces on what are very kind of taboo subjects. For example, he did one on the Westboro Baptist Church. He did one, on other on white supremacists that were living out in the middle of the country somewhere. He did one on, the drug culture and the killings in Philadelphia. And in each documentary, he did one with guys that were gambling, that would go to Vegas all the time and were. But in each documentary, and what makes him such a brilliant documentarian is that his style. He's this very nice, kind, gentle British person. And he never weighs in with his opinions on things. He's exceptional at building rapport with people. He really...
I like him already.
Yeah, he just dips his toe in the water and he asks very gentle and curious questions in a manner where it puts the counterparty at ease. So he's able to broach, like, for instance, he goes to a Miami mega jail on one of them, and he's talking to the baddest motherfuckers that have ever lived, and he's like, tell me why you fold your sheets in this manner on your bed. Does that mean something special to you? He always presents his questions in a way that put people at ease, and he's able to draw out this exceptional content from these interviews because of his style, which really, when you boil down to it, Mark, is being objective. It's open-mindedness. It's welcoming the exploration of things that make other people uncomfortable.
Well, I'm reminded, I think you're probably old enough to remember George Carlin, aren't you?
Of course. Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites.
Well, you remember the old bit where he comes out and he just reads all these obscene words, and he really breaks the ice. It's like, okay, once you have those out, you can get on with the serious stuff. But we've kind of gone back to the time of Lenny Bruce, where you can't speak out anymore. You can't say what's on your mind. I think our students have forgotten what a joke is. Everybody's so serious. Everybody's lost their sense of humor, it seems like.
It's really sad.
So it's sad for me because, I think I have a sense of humor and I like to express, but good Lord, I have to zip my mouth shut on campuses these days. Woo.
Yeah, and even off campus. I mean, you just said to me you're couching what you're saying in this interview. I mean, it used to be that, Marc Defant could go out and have 4 or 5 beers at a bar and, comment on the sports game he was watching without having to worry about what he was thinking. And now you're second guessing everything. It's got to be extraordinarily, I'm very lucky. I work with a guy who is a a friend of mine who I know encourages me to speak my mind, who is similarly situated in the way that we think. But I could never imagine working for a university where even when I'm off campus and I'm on my Twitter or I'm doing this, and I saw you put out a tweet the other day, and immediately afterwards you had to put, "This is not the opinion of my university." It's like, all right, well, we know the account says fucking Marc Defant. It doesn't say the University of South Florida, But
yes,
it's just, we're driving ourselves insane, Mark.
We are, and I put out a joke the other day, is it okay to use Dixie cups? But it's gotten to be that way, Everybody's changing their name now. The Dixie Chicks are no longer the Dixie Chicks. Good Lord.
Yeah, okay, all right. And to some degree, I'm like, all right, if you guys want to, if you want to take it to that degree and you guys want to put yourself through the rigorous mental torture of examining everything on a daily basis, and it's, you can tie anything to anything if you want to, right? I mean,
and they are.